preferences. Make sure that you prioritize creating best-in-class websites, Tumblrs, YouTube, do a really good job. But when you think about it, make sure that you think about the structure, the function, and the design of it, because you've got three audiences, really. You're designing for the consumer, you're designing for yourself, obviously, because you want to get to an outcome, but you're also designing for technology, so making sure that Google can index you properly, and that can make a really big difference. And then once you've done that, you can then look at how you spend the rest of your money, and you work from the inside out, from your owned assets out. And it's quite a long thing, and I'm quite happy to talk to anybody about it in more detail if you want to find me afterwards. But equally, you can do it yourself. You can think about this as a thought exercise or in a workshop, and you just go, right, well, what happens if we had zero paid media? What would we do? And just think about what you would do if you weren't going to spend any marketing budget, and that helps you reframe how you might use your owned assets. And I think that is the key thing for content marketing, is really focusing on the things you own before the things you have to hire. And that will make even small budgets go further.
Ooh. I'd like to just add an extension to that. I think is completely right. The bit that I'd add, though, is from an owned assets perspective, is on that list I'd also include all events and touch points with clients. So this, for instance, is an event, and there's an Instagram opportunity that's been set up. So we control, this is an owned asset as far as the summit's concerned, and having people then having an integrated solution so that social becomes part of just the offline experience allows essentially everybody that's here to become their own little marketing hub in order to propagate the message that you're looking to propagate. So I think, and that touches back in very well. If you had zero budget, how would you do it? And then you're also, by using that owned asset, again, you're touching into the earned, because you're starting to touch into all these other little networks that exist with everybody that take the action that you want them to take.
Thank you. That's great, guys. And now it's your turn. Questions and answers. Oh, you thought that was spontaneous. Nothing on this. Who's got a question for our panel? Oh, that lady over there. If we can get a microphone to her, that'd be brilliant. Thanks, Dave. This could be for any of you.
Hi, I just wanted to ask a question about Pandora. How do you differentiate yourself to other platforms like Spotify?
That's a great question. I've got the 5 most frequently asked questions that I quite often go out and talk about. That's number 2. There are really 3 categories that are in the music streaming space. There is what we call an aggregator, and an aggregator is a rebroadcaster of other streams. So TuneIn Radio is a really good example there. I can talk a lot more